What's up, guys? It's Shola. I'm back. I know it's been a while. I have been caught up with doing a lot of work recently. I'm a chemical engineering major at Syracuse University. So, I have been getting through finals and stuff like that, as a lot of you might have been doing recently too. But what a time to be a Chelsea fan. 2 back-to-back losses, one against Everton and one against Wolves the same week. Like, who would have thought that? We went 17 games unbeaten before that. We ended up losing back-to-back games after that. It happens in the season. We have lost a little pace to the top. Liverpool have pulled away a little bit, but it's not over because this is the Premier League. This is an unorthodox season. A lot of things could happen, but it is. I wouldn't say discouraging. I still think the team will pick up points. I still think Liverpool will drop points. So there's a lot to think about, or a lot to happen during the season. Nonetheless, this is a pretty big game against West Ham tomorrow afternoon. It's kind of a show us what you got kind of game. Like, can the team, put their big boy pants on, put a good performance in and win the game? Because I've heard a lot of talk about, a lot of talk from like Zuma and some of the other head leaders in the Chelsea team saying we have to win this game. We're gonna go and win the game. Yeah, I understand that, but it's about putting the performance in. I'm looking forward to the game, actually, for a number of reasons. I want to see how Lampard's going to react to the 2 losses, because if you haven't noticed, those 2 games against Everton and Wolves, he pretty much played the same exact team. The game against Everton, his formation was rubbish. It was horrible. His mindset was just so minute. The fact that he played he played a 4-3-3, right? Which is fine. We play a 4-3-3. But he played people on the wings that aren't wingers, and they're not direct enough to play with Girouds. Giroud is a player that needs support in order to perform. He was isolated there, and an isolated player like Giroud is pretty bad on it by himself, which is why on France he performs well, because he has Mbappe and Coman on the wing, so people that have pace. We had Havertz and Werner on the wing. Werner's fast, but he's not skilled enough to play the wing position. Havertz is good, but he's not quick enough and agile enough and responsive enough to play the wing. So it looked really awkward, and he made the players look really bad. And even myself, I rated those players highly, and now Lampard's actually put it into my mind that they're actually rubbish. And that's my mindset going into this West Ham game. I would actually bench them going into the game. And it's Lampard's fault. I wouldn't say so much the players' fault. So Wolves wasn't any much better. We ended up losing that game too, even in a worse way than the way we lost to Everton. Being that we went 1-0 up in the second half and we ended up losing 2-1, conceding a goal in the last minute pretty much. And that was pretty bad management from Lampard too, by switching the 2 wingers. Pulisic was tearing it up on the left-hand side, and then he was switched to the right-hand side, and then he was literally ineffective. Werner, who was switched to the left-hand side, was just as ineffective as he was on the right-hand side. What does that mean? He sucks on the wing. He's actually rubbish on the wing, and it was so hard to watch that game. I didn't know what to say to him. But the West Ham game is a different story. Hudson-Odoi is back. Pulisic should be a little bit more fit. Ziyech is back. Our whole team is pretty much fit. Only concern is maybe Reece James. I heard that he might be getting surgery, but that's been put to bed today. They did say that he would probably just be rested for a couple of weeks, which is a huge plus in comparison to having surgery, which would probably put him out for the rest of the season. And we have no real backup right back except Aspilicueta, who isn't at his best at the moment. But I'm looking forward to the West Ham game. I will be doing a live reaction, and I will be uploading that at some point. Maybe not the same day, but it will be coming up at some point after that. I'm looking forward to the game. It's a little nervous. I'm a little nervous going into it, so I'm not smiling a lot right now. But it should be an interesting game. West Ham's a good team, but they're not as good as us. I think the only way we lose that game is if Lampard, plays into their hands. But I'm looking forward to the game. It should be an interesting game, and I'll catch you guys after the game, and hopefully we end up with a win. Up the Blues. Let's go.